Well, good Saturday morning, everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland, Michigan. I hope your Saturday is off to a great start. It is here, and I hopefully even better off to a great start because of the video issues we've been having for the past couple weeks with the live. Now, I think I've narrowed it down. We replaced the router here in the store. So you need to tell me if the video looks better than it did the past couple weeks, because as we've established with the previous ones, I can't tell until after the fact. If it's what I'm seeing looks good, it looks like it's working. And then I don't know that it's bad video until somebody tells me or until I try to look at it after the fact. So we'll get to the comments here in just a second, but let me know. It should be working as we bought a router. So as I mentioned when we did a test, I need to apologize to Spectrum Business for insinuating that it was the signal. It was pretty much us, but you guys still charge too much. Beautiful day here at the store in mid-Michigan. Well, beautiful being a gray late spring or late winter, early spring day. A little chilly out, very cloudy out, but you know what? It's a good day to spin records. So let's go with that and stick with it. Holy cow, do we have some folks tuning in today. Let's see. Jennifer, good morning. I am doing well and hope the same with you as well. Jeff, good morning to you. And Gary says hi. Good morning. Pat kicking in. Pat O'Cleary. Good morning, record spinners. Mike, hey, Mike. Good to see you here. Thanks for tuning in. Mr. Wilkinson, Silkman, or I'm sorry, Sean Wilson. I am looking at the wrong spot there. Sean, hey, Mystery Bags. Oh, you're going to pass. Yeah. It's a Prince album. There's one in there. Yes, I did say that. Thanks for being here. Robert saying good morning. Orlando, very cool. Sunny down there, hopefully, and probably a little bit warmer. Chuck saying good morning. And Betty from Toledo checking in as well. Gary, thank you. So the video looks good. I think we've fixed it. Chuck as well. Yeah, that was the issue. It was a bum router. And it was a little old. I feel it there too. As well, Robert saying good. I think we have fixed the issue. Thank you so much for everyone kicking in on that. Jim as well. Mike saying good. Thank you guys very much. Dan, good morning. And it looks and sounds good. Thank you very much. Betty saying as well. Moon Invader. Wow, we're getting some national folks tuning in today. Good morning from Maine, way out on the east side. Thank you guys for being here. We are St. Patrick's Day -1. It's just it's a fun day here. I know a lot of folks celebrate being the last name Gleason. I have some heritage in there. So the family, Kim traced that back several years ago, doing some of that genealogy stuff, and tracked us back to Ireland in the mid 1800s, and then to Canada, and then here to Michigan. So I like celebrating. I'm not wearing anything green, but I guess I'm Irish enough as that is. So, but because of St. Patrick's Day, let me get over to this screen here real quick and let you guys know that we do this. For those of you new to the store, we put this out once in a while. We have something called mystery bags. Maybe 3-4 times a year we'll do this, and some may say that it's just kind of a cheap and cheesy way for me to get rid of dollar bin records that have been sitting. Nothing could be further than the truth. While it is a way for us to get rid of dollar bin records, it's also a fun way for you guys to try to hook up with some cool vinyl. So what we do is a few times a year is we put out mystery bags. And speaking of Kim, she did a good job decorating these up this year. The mystery bags have 10 records inside of them from the Dollar Room. This one's very cool. A little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But we'll take 10 records from the Dollar Room and kind of plop them into a bag, seal it shut, and sell them for $1 a piece. So that means you're getting 10 records in there. But somewhere in this batch of mystery bags, we have placed, this time around, I think it's 5 new sealed records, and then probably at least 5 or 6 other ones that are not from the dollar bin. New sealed records, actually some good stuff. I think there's an Avenged Sevenfold in there. I mentioned a Prince album in there. I think there's a Sarah McLachlan through there somewhere. One of the other ones I meant, Portugal the Man as well. So some cool stuff, not just dregs that are sitting around the store, but some actual cool stuff. Now, the only rule is, there's 2 rules. First being $1 a piece. We're going to limit them because of the nature of the stuff inside to 1 mystery bag per customer today while supplies last. Now, we put out 20 of them this morning. So 20 mystery bags, 200 records. You can pick up 1 per customer while supplies last, and I'll let folks know on our social media when they are gone. But until then, you got a chance to come in, clean out some stuff from the dollar room and get yourself a goodie or two at the pot of gold a pot of gold of records at the end of the rainbow. How does that sound to you guys? The only other rule I mentioned is there's no take backsies. So if you get one of the bum ones that's just got some Mitch Miller in there and Engelbert Humperdinck, no take backsies. What you do is you wait until you've got a friend or a relative that says, oh, I've been thinking about getting into vinyl. And then like everything else, you just give them the rest of those. Oh, you're into vinyl? Here, have some Kingston Trio. We'll toss that in there. So along with that today, celebrating the green that we're doing here with the mystery bags, we're also going to do a 33 1/3 sale in the Dollar Den. So today and probably tomorrow as well, we'll continue that one through the weekend. Everything in the dollar room, including the big box sets, are 3 for $1. We're going to clear them out. I'm starting to get a stockpile of other dollar bin stuff that I'd like to get back there, but we got to clean out some of the older stuff first. So if you've been looking at some of that really, that old country or a lot of that, there's a lot of nice classical back there, folks. You can get them this weekend here at the store for 3 for $1. So hop on over and try that. So mystery bags all day today while supplies last, rather. And then the Dollar Den sale all day today and tomorrow while we go through there as well. Okay, let's see here. I want to get into a couple of announcements before I get to the new releases. Hey, I'm sorry. Speaking of St. Patrick's Day, we are tossing out some of the Irish records. I've got a decent little selection, maybe about 30 or so of Irish records. But some of the highlights, we put them in the drop yesterday. Of course, you got to have the Irish Rovers. Let's see, Dennis Day. And these things are ridiculously cheap, too. Paddy Noonan, you can't get more Irish than Dennis Day and Paddy Noonan and his grand band. Let's see, Songs of Ireland by Mary O'Hara. I'm not going to try that. And then we've got one called Supergroup Live. Hold on a sec. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Hungarian Jazz Rock Fusion. How did that get in there? That's the other lineage. Sorry. But there is a lot of other great Irish stuff. So stop on by and you can check that stuff out as well. Let's see. Okay. Onward to some of the new releases. Yesterday, some big releases that came out. If you are into them, Happiness Bastards, new stuff from the Black Crowes. I've got to turn side on that. I've got 2 different versions of this. The black vinyl version, which I think will still be readily available if you're into the new stuff from them. And then we've got 1 copy left of the clear vinyl version of the Black Crowes, Happiness Bastards. This one, I think, went on back order. We might be able to get more after today, but we'll have to wait and see. New stuff also from Casey Musgraves. This is called Deeper Well. There were 2 vinyl versions of this as well. There was like a splattered vinyl. Couldn't get a hold of any of those, so we've got the transparent cream vinyl version. Some brand new stuff from Musgraves as well. Speaking of Ireland, Celtic Woman, new album. I saw this band actually twice, 2 different times, several years back. They were in Saginaw a few years ago for a couple of different times. I got to go see them. I was actually working, so I got to go do some video work with them as well. So it was very cool. So we've got a brand new album from Celtic Woman, their 20th anniversary. So lots of great Irish music on that as well. Non-Irish, but happy to see in the store. We've got one open for quality control purposes. Is a new reissue from Cake. This is Pressure Chief. Wasn't too familiar with this one. I think I knew it was out there, but the song Wheels and Carbon Monoxide, Guitar Man, few of their better known ones off of this, but I've been unfamiliar with this. It's a great album. Again, one open for quality control purposes. We'll spin that today as well. Reissue from Buddy Rich and A La Rocca. So you're going to get some heavy percussion in through this as well. I don't know too much about this. I meant to call it up online and listen a little bit, but 1 copy of that new Buddy Rich reissue in store. Reissue also from Miles Davis, Horace Silver, J.J. Johnson, Percy Heath, Art Blakey. This is the Blue Note series, volume 2, the classic vinyl series from Miles Davis. So some very cool jazz reissue there as well. From Cleopatra, we got a live Iggy Pop, San Francisco, recorded in 1981. This on double pink vinyl. So Iggy in San Francisco. Let's see, what's he doing on here? 69. Oh, let's see, Lust for Life. Yeah, it's a double LP. Looks like it's going to be a little bit shorter. We'll have to do some more research on that as well, but still a double LP. Restocks. We got the Judas Priest on red vinyl back in. I think there was a few of you folks looking for that. So we do have that in store as well. And last week with the bad video, I mentioned this. And even with that, you guys stepped up. I have 1 copy left of the Neil Peart Tributes Volume 4, Songs for Neil Volume 4. These are Rush tribute bands gathered together on vinyl, put together by our friend Steve Brown over in Scotland. He's in charge of Rushfest Scotland. This is the fundraiser he does for the cancer research in Scotland, and then the worldwide cancer research as well. This cover design, you couldn't see it last week, but this was designed by Hugh Syme, the gentleman that does all of the Rush albums, most of the Rush albums, I should say, to date in here, but he lent his services for this. So now we can see this with good video. It is all Rush cover bands doing Rush tunes. Some of them are really, really good. Some of them are like, okay, this is kind of a cool, different version. But regardless, it's a good cause. One of these left. I might be able to get more, but that is kind of where we go with that. All right, let me get to a couple comments. And let's see here. Mr. DK and GB saying good morning. Good morning to you as well. Let's see. Moon Invader. Oh, you took a grandma to see Engelbert Humperdinck up the S. We'll go from there. Mr. Wilkinson on the Andrew side. Good morning to you, sir. Ryan is here. Late value, mister. You can go back. That's the cool thing about these videos. You can go back and watch this because I know you guys nothing better to do, right? All right. Pat wants a mile saved. We'll do that for you, sir, as well. Okay. A couple of other quick announcements. Most of you tuning in, I don't think you'd be on the Taylor Swift train, but I need to put this out there in case anyone wanders across this. The new Taylor Swift album, the one that she announced, I forget, Poet something or other, that is being released the day before Record Store Day on April 19th. Yep, I had to stop and think for a second. Has not yet shown up on our pre-order sheets from either of our distributors. And I've actually been getting a lot of inquiries about this. Now, of course, it's been up for pre-order on Target and the Taylor Swift website, but not yet for us. I will have some thoughts on this on our podcast with Steve Carlson tomorrow evening. So check that out when you get a chance. But so we'll have to wait and see. When it shows up for pre-order, you Swifties, I'll let you know and let you know what version we can. But right now we are at the mercy of not being able to order it. Also on the pre-order side, next week, watch our pre-order show coming up later on today. We'll give you some info on the Alice in Chains reissue of Jar of Flies. I got a lot of requests on that, including for some different weird versions, which we are not able to get a hold of, just a standard black vinyl reissue. But if you're thinking about getting a Jar of Flies reissue from Alice in Chains, please let me know because I need to put a pre-order in on that to make sure we get you one. I think it's going to be a tough one to get. We've got a few coming, but if I need more, we'll try to get more. And then mentioning the podcast, as I did last week, Steve Carlson and I, we do our podcast, two guys talking about records. We retooled, we relaunched, and we started the new season, if you will, of the podcast with video included. Now, this I touted as something that's very cool. You know, we didn't do video before. It was just an audio-only podcast. But now that we're doing video, it's on YouTube with the video as well, our YouTube channel, which many of you are watching. Thank you. Please hit that subscribe button. But it's also supposed to be a video podcast up on Spotify. And this proved a little more difficult for me to find on Spotify, basically because I was going through my Spotify account, so I see things a little differently, but then we looked outside of the account, and it is there. I think it really depends on how you're trying to consume podcasts on Spotify, whether you're going through an app or whether you're going through a browser version of this. I think the video comes up easier on an app on a mobile device than it does on a laptop or through a browser. So double check that. But if you're a fan, and thank you, I don't know why, but thank you. But if you're a fan of the podcast, it does now include video. It's just a little more difficult to find the video side on Spotify, but you can always listen. And if it fails you to get a hold of that on Spotify, you can just use the backup on our YouTube channel and check that out. So coming up tomorrow when Steve and I talk, we are going to chat a little bit about Taylor Swift. And he tried to order an album, and the company that he was ordering it through has gone bankrupt. So this is an interesting thing we'll talk about. Plus, we're going to cover comfort albums, things that are like guilty pleasures, I guess, is probably the best way to put that. So that's on Two Guys Talking About Records, our vinyl community podcast. Uploads to Spotify and YouTube every Sunday evening. So make sure you check that out when you get a chance. Okay, other than that. Oh, Concert Buddy. Hey, Chance checking in. The podcast is terrific. Thank you very much, sir. Yours as well. Make sure you guys look for Chance's podcast on Concert Buddy on YouTube and Spotify and other platforms as well, and check his work out because he does some good stuff as well. Okay, on that note, we are going to open the doors up. Don't forget the mystery bags are in stock out on the floor as we speak. 20 of them. Good to go. 10 records for $1 with a chance at something cool. The Dollar Den sale going on all day today and tomorrow. 3 for $1 out of the Dollar Den. And I think that's about it. Other than that, you folks have a safe and celebratory St. Patrick's Day. Have fun out there tomorrow or tonight. Tonight's probably the St. Patrick's celebrations since most everybody's going to have to work on Monday. I have Monday off, so what the heck? I'll try that. We are located just north of downtown Midland, 716 George Street. Come find us. It's a good day to do some digging for records. Open from now until 6 p.m. today, Saturday, and tomorrow, Sunday, from 12 noon until 4 p.m. Don't forget to check out the new release video later this afternoon. Don't forget to check out the podcast tomorrow, Sunday evening. And we will talk to you folks next week from Radio Wasteland. Thanks so much for being here. You guys do rock. Have a good one.